Hello and welcome back to the RotoWire esports show. I'm Andrew Laird, joined as always by Ethan Sexton. Today to talk about Thursday's 4-series LPL LCK slate. Ethan, Wednesday slate, you made a pretty good argument of just taking OMG because they were the best favorite of the two-game slate, and it worked.
Yeah, on these two gamers, it's like, you can play the double chalk, so you could have played LGD and top today. And, in fairness, I think I said yesterday I expected both of them to win.
Yep.
But it's like, why do that when you're going to tie with 9 million people when you can just, as long as there's a series that you can see a path to the underdog winning on these two-game slates, like, even if you have to squint really hard to see it, man, like, it's not, it's not something you really want to do, but you can, like, see how it could work out. I think just go with the team that's a dog that's, got a chance to win, because you're going to give yourself some leverage that way. Whereas if you just play the two favorites, they're both going to be ridiculously owned, right? So it's just like a two-game slate sort of way to play. I mean, you can either tie with everybody or you can take a shot on an underdog, and if you get lucky, you're going to get some good leverage off that. So
yeah, I mean, it was a pretty simple process. I mean, we're kind of in agreement that top probably was going to stomp, and they did.
Yep.
So if you think that, then there's only one other series that you can go to look for an underdog, and so process of elimination brought you to OMG, and it worked today, which is great.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, unfortunately for me, I went for the extreme leverage, so I just played V5. And I was like, they're not going to win. They're not going to win, but if they do win, they're 5% owned, and I probably get first place. But
there you go.
No big deal. I expected top to smash, so it was against my better judgment. It was just strictly let me get the 5% owned team, right?
No, I think that is the better judgment.
Play on these two gamers, although maybe I should have just went for the underdog that actually had a chance to win.
No, I think that it's still a reasonable strategy. Even if, like, it's okay to go in saying, I think top is going to smash, and I'm going to take the team that they're playing, because the reward if everybody's wrong. And so that's really the more important thing about DFS is not how often you are right. It's how much you win when you are right. And so that would have been it. And it usually doesn't work. And so we just move on.
Yep, exactly. No, whatever. It's not like I expected them to win. It's all right.
Yeah. So we've got a 4-game slate on Thursday. HLE, the biggest favorite against KT. Nothing drastic like we've seen, like top yesterday. And then we have WE favored against BLG. Damwon favored against Genji in what should be a pretty good one. And then Thunder Talk favored over Rogue Warriors in what should be the total opposite of Damwon and Genji in terms of quality. Is there any reason to think Rogue Warriors can do anything? And is it even worth playing them? It's not a 2-game slate where we're if they win, are they even good enough to score enough for I don't see any reason to play them yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really depends on who else you want to play on this slate. So, can I get behind playing Rogue Warriors tomorrow? I can get behind it. I can see the logic, okay?
Okay.
They're pretty cheap. They're really bad, but so are Thunder Talk, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm certainly not going to pay for Thunder Talk. I mean, in the pricing structure, they're right next to each other, right?
Yeah.
You don't really save much money by using Rogue Warriors, but I'm not going to pay for Thunder Talk as a favorite. That just seems like a way to really have a bad day. Play Thunder Talk, expect them to win, and then they lose. I'm not trying to get behind that, to be honest. So in this matchup, I'd rather be on the Rogue Warriors side. Honestly, they're a little cheaper. They're going to be low owned, and it's a matchup of two really bad teams. So if Rogue Warriors are ever going to win another series, this is one of their few chances to do so, right? I'm not going to sit here on a 4-game slate and say that you need to have Rogue Warriors and that you should definitely play them in your lineups, but I could definitely see playing them if you need some salary relief, if you want to play one of these other, favorites, and you got to go there to get them in. I mean, I don't think it's a stupid thing to do in this specific matchup against another bad team. So I'm not like trying to sell them too hard because we can't really believe in them that much, right?
Yeah.
They're not very good, but I can see it. If people want to play them, I can see it, and I might go there myself, to be honest. So.
No. I think the way that I was looking at them versus Thunder Talk is the prices aren't that different, but Rogue Warriors are cheap enough that it still gets you pretty much where you want to go in terms of like you can play pretty much every favorite with Rogue Warriors, which is usually the case with an underdog, unless the top favorite is just so highly priced, which we have seen a few times, I guess. But I just was like, whether you think that they win or not, I just want to believe that I can get better points anywhere else. Like, I think Hanwha probably is going to be the most popular, just because they're the biggest favorite. I don't think it's necessarily like dominant, but like I think I'd rather take my chances on BLG than Rogue Warriors.
Yeah, yep, I can definitely see that. I mean, Rogue Warriors are awful, right? Like we're not gonna try to hype them up too much here. It's just that I can see, like if people want to play Rogue Warriors, I don't think it's like stupid, and we're probably not going to say that on any other slate, right? So it's just a matter of this matchup. If they're going to win, I think they at least have a chance to win, whereas normally they have no chance to win, and we want to target against them, right? So could end up being a sloppy, bloody series, which could be good for either team in that series too. So I could see playing both sides, but I wouldn't be that excited about really playing either side of that matchup, right? It's just two bad teams, so we're not really that fired up about it.
I feel like we're playing the team against Thunder Talk more than we're playing Rogue Warriors. Like that's like we know Thunder Talk's not that good, and they're now priced as a favorite, and we're like, oh, we should take advantage of that.
Yep.
And then you just have to get over the fact that it's Rogue Warriors.
Yeah, I mean this slate though, man. Like when I looked at the slate as 4 games, so. We went through who the big favorites are, but like when I looked at this slate, the first thing I noticed was these prices on Damwon, man. I think we're getting a nice discount on Damwon tomorrow. I mean, so the argument against using Thunder Talk is you can pay $200 more to go from Twyla to Showmaker. I think
that's crazy.
I think I'm gonna find the $200. Like I really think Damwon are underpriced on this slate, and on paper it's not really that easy of a matchup against Gen G, but Damwon are steamrolling the LCK, really, man. I mean, they have that one freak loss that we have talked about plenty on this podcast this year. But without that, I mean, they've won every other matchup, right? Like, and they're destroying teams. And Gen G are slumping right now. They're not playing well. I think you're getting a nice salary relief on Damwon in an awesome spot tomorrow. So, that's why, like, when we talk about TT, like, I can't imagine playing TT at $200 more than, or $200 less than Damwon. Like, I'll just find the money and get to Damwon. I honestly think Damwon might smash that series and just sweep Gen G tomorrow, no problem. And I think you're just getting really good salary savings. So, really excited about that for tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel like we talk enough about how the LPL teams are the higher scoring ones than the LCK, and that you always kind of want to prioritize them. But Damwon seems to be the clear exception to that we've seen enough that they can definitely smash. I mean, they lead the slate in kills per game.
Yep.
So it's nothing overly surprising in that respect. Do you have a feel on this WE BLG? Like, WE's favored, and they probably should be. But I guess the real question is, do you think BLG has a clearer path to winning against WE versus KT against Hanwha?
Yeah, I mean, I think, if one of those two series was going to upset, I would expect it to be BLG. BLG are a decent team, and KT have shown moments of being decent, but for the most part, they've been pretty poor this season.
Yeah.
They are in 6th in the LCK, but I think Hanwha Life have been playing pretty well. So I think it's kind of a tough matchup for KT. I think this is a tough matchup for BLG too, though, to be honest. Honestly, I don't see either of those. Like, I think Hanwha Life and WE probably both win and, have good chances of getting sweeps tomorrow. So I like both favorites in those matchups. But yeah, if I had to pick one underdog, I think it would be BLG, but I don't really see it. Like, WE were kind of looking a little rough recently, but then they righted the ship on Sunday by sweeping Suning. And I think BLG has some nice pieces, but I think WE can kind of match them everywhere on the map. And, I just expect WE to be able to take care of business in that series. So might end up being a 2-1 or something, but I just think WE are the better team, and just a little bit too much for BLG, I think.
You haven't had like the highest opinion of KT this season. They do seem good enough to get like some high kills out of Hanwha.
Yeah.
If Hanwha and WE sweep, do you still think WE is the higher scoring of the two?
I really can't say it with much confidence, honestly, because it's tough for me because we've seen, like, I don't think either one is going to be like a complete walkover stomp. So to your point, I think the matchups, at least on paper, they seem competitive enough to force the favorites to, have to get towards 20 kills because they're not just going to steamroll these teams. The reason why I think it's kind of tough is, like, normally we side with the Chinese teams, but we've seen Hanwha Life put up really good points in the past in wins. They've had a couple games where they approached 30 kills, right? So it's kind of a tough one to call. I almost give the edge to Hanwha Life, honestly. But,
that's what I was.
But it's like marginal, right? Like I think both of them have the potential to score really well, and both should be pushed at least enough that they're not just ending with 12, 13 kills, right? So it's kind of, I don't know. I feel like if people have a strong lean on the between those two teams, which one they like more, then I would just say go with that one. Like I wouldn't be too scared off in these matchups to take a shot on either team. So if you have a strong feeling, like I wouldn't be too afraid of using either.
I think the worst part about this slate is the fact that we don't really love any underdog except Rogue Warriors. It's like I wonder how many people will, like, I'm not sure I see a clear chalk team on this slate. Like, if there's a belief that WE, Hanwha, and Damwon are clearly the favorites in their series and they win, like I think there's only that Rogue Warriors Thunder Talk matchup where you can go to either side and be like, no, they could win just because both of them are so bad. But like, there's no way Rogue Warriors ends up being the most popular team on the slate. So it's really like, maybe we don't, like, I think Thunder Talk might be the decent leverage play because they're awful, but they're also playing the worst team in the league. And you're probably not playing at least a double 80 carry with any of the other favorites. So, like, is Thunder Talk actually the leverage play on the slate? Like, I just don't see Hanwha, Damwon, or WE being so popular that it's like, oh, we'll just go to just play BLG, KT, or Gen G, and like you're good. That it's amazingly stupid that it ends up like maybe the leverage is all in this Rogue Warriors Thunder Talk matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, I can definitely see Thunder Talk being the lowest owned team because who wants to play them, right? Like, I don't want to play them. Like, I don't want to play Rogue Warriors either, but at least I'm getting a little bit of a discount if I do want to go there. So, yeah, I mean, I could see Thunder Talk being low owned, and honestly, like, they could absolutely smash Rogue Warriors because everybody else does.
Right.
So they could put up good points. It's just like, it's just really hard for me to look at this slate and be like, yeah, I want to play Twyla at 7,000 instead of Showmaker at 7,200. Like, it just feels so wrong, right? Like, but could definitely see it. Could definitely see Thunder Talk just rolling Rogue Warriors because everybody else does. So, and potentially at a lower ownership, because of what we're talking about. Like, who wants to play them when you can play, these other more exciting teams at similar prices? And, could they? But yeah, they certainly have upside just by way of playing WE or just by way of playing Rogue Warriors.
Yeah. I think the realistic outcome, if you play them, is that they're really low owned, they sweep, and they're the fourth highest scoring team on the slate, and like you're not benefiting from the low ownership because everyone else could just play somebody else and they smash. Like, you need kind of all three things to work, and I don't think you're getting the third in terms of like actual fantasy points with Thunder Talk, which is where, I mean, that's how we're all graded. So
yeah, I think that does come into consideration for sure. Like, if they win, are they going to score enough? Who knows? And then it's like, I don't know. It's just really hard for me to, like I've said a couple times now, it's really hard for me to go there when I only have to pay a little bit more for Damwon or whoever. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's not where I want to be.
I think the speaking of Damwon and really all the LCK teams is that those lineups have been fairly consistent. Like all four of them. Like there's none of this like T1 garbage that we keep having to deal with. In fact, I guess if you really wanted one early, you probably actually want that KT one, but they don't, like KT Hanwha, just because Genji and Damwon I don't think have switched in a long time.
Right.
But I mean, knock on wood, we should be pretty good with lineups tomorrow anyway.
Should be, yeah, we should be. So we'll see what happens.
All right. We miss anything?
I don't think so. I mean, I think, like, I said, I did just want to posit this anyway, just bring it up to cover our bases, basically. But, I do expect Damwon to really have no problem with Genji tomorrow. But just to throw it out there, Genji should be low owned, and they should be a good team. They're just kind of struggling right now. So it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world if Genji won, but I'm not expecting it. I guess I just wanted to I didn't want to completely dismiss Genji.
Sure.
I wanted to, 99% dismiss Genji. I don't see them winning, and I think Damwon are just too good right now. But Genji are, on paper, they've been struggling, but they're a good lineup, so it could happen, and at probably 5% ownership. So
okay, that's fair.
Just throwing it out there, but I'm not going there personally.
Yeah, okay. That makes total sense. If you guys have enjoyed the video, if you could please hit the like button below. Feel free to subscribe to all of the RotoWire videos. Gets you MLB, NBA, no NFL right now, a little hockey as well as all of our League of Legends videos. If you'd like to subscribe to RotoWire, just go to rotowire.com/subscribe. We have a number of different subscription plans to take advantage of. If you'd like to try us out for free, you can do that. Just go to rotowire.com/pod, P-O-D. Gets you 10 free days to the site, no credit card required, access to all of the sports we cover, as well as our subscriber Discord chat, so feel free to check that out. Ethan, thank you for that, and good luck on Thursday.
All right, same to you, man. Catch you tomorrow.